What up, everybody? In Force Season 3, Episode 6, after Miguel saved Tommy and didn't hand him over to Roberto Ortega for his hitter Titus to take out, Ortega sent Miguel a picture of the Mexican passion flower, a warning, let Miguel know that Ortega was also coming after him now. Something we saw play out in Episode 7 as Titus and his partner failed to take Miguel out, as Miguel also left Titus run away scared. And on a side note, after seeing how pathetic Titus is at his job, in Episode 6, when he was supposed to take Tommy out, he probably would have ended up missing anyway. But after the failed hit on Miguel, Titus then called Roberto Ortega, and as the two were talking, Titus let Ortega know the word on the street is Tommy Egan got Miguel's little sister Mireya pregnant. And because Tommy killed Luis Ortega, Roberto's uncle, Ortega wants Tommy to feel the same type of pain and to make him suffer. So because of that, he sent Titus to take out Mireya first. And we know from the Episode 8 trailer that this is going to go down next episode. But we also know this is going to be another failed attempt because the fact we know that Mireya at least survives until Episode 9 because we know she's going to be at the funeral. And we also know from one of the Season 3 promo videos that Mireya will ultimately escape and ends up running Titus over with her car. Now, will that be enough to kill Titus? That's still to be determined. Either though, I doubt that would be enough to take him out completely. But with that said, Mireya's on her mother bear tip right now, so she might just run him back over again to finish the job. And also keep in mind that Tommy did give her a gun to carry around with her also. But since we know that Mireya will survive this hit, this also means that she's going to report this back to Tommy and most likely Miguel as well after everything goes down. And that'll lead Tommy questioning who sent somebody to kill his baby mama. Miguel might expect that it was the Marquez because the fact he knows that they're coming for him, but I doubt he would come clean at the same time and tell Tommy and Mireya the truth that he was going to help Roberto Ortega take Tommy out. But at the same time, Miguel might not even be expecting Ortega to target his sister. Either though last episode, he did tell Cruz to keep eyes on his sister. And because Titus isn't officially a member of the Marquez cartel, neither is he gonna have the tattoo that the other Marquez hitters that came for Tommy had. Because of that, Tommy will probably think that it wasn't the Marquez cartel, but end up pointing the blame at Diamond and Gennard, thinking that they sent somebody to take out his girl, knowing that Diamond was pissed off about Tommy being in a relationship with Mireya in the first place. And like I said yesterday in the video I made, there's a clip from one of the Season 3 promo videos where Tommy tells Mireya that somebody's not going to stop until he takes everything from him. There's also the fact that we expect that Gennard is going to be involved in JP's death. So because of that, Tommy will likely think that Diamond and Gennard was who sent the hitter after Mireya as well. And this would be similar to OG Power Season 6 when Ghost and Tommy were beefing, and Tommy thought Ghost was targeting Keisha. First, 2-Bit and Spanky sent somebody to scare Keisha away, feeling like she was getting in the middle of their business. But this particular guy took it too far and ended up laying hands on Keisha and also cutting her. But Keisha killed this particular guy with the gun that Tommy had given her earlier in that episode. But after, when she called Tommy for help, she let Tommy know that Ghost sent that guy after her because he had Ghost's name all up in his mouth. And because of that, Tommy bought a house in the suburbs for him, Keisha, and Cash. And on a side note, I wonder, after Mireya is attacked by Titus, if Tommy's going to do the same type of thing and move Mireya out of the city into a house in the suburbs. Keep in mind, he could have been done this considering he's given away over $3 million so far this season, and that's not even including the money he had to pay Che for burning down Miguel's warehouse, the money he gave the DSDs after Chavo's death, and the money he gave the SODs after Rashawn's death. So technically, Tommy could have bought himself a Walter Flint-style mansion to move Mireya in if he really wanted to. But after Tommy moved Keisha to the house in the suburbs, and when he came home one night and was about to propose to Keisha, he found her dead, and also blamed Ghost, thinking it was Ghost who took Keisha out to get revenge for Tommy killing Angela. And this ultimately led to Tommy trying to betray Ghost to get him killed by Jason Mitchell, and because of that, Ghost sent Benny Savello after Tommy, who Tommy ended up taking out, which is part of the reason why Tommy is in Chicago and not New York right now. So will history repeat itself with Tommy blaming Diamond for Titus going after Mireya? But the big question concerning this whole situation is who is really to be blamed for Titus targeting Mireya? Meaning, how did Titus find out that the word on the streets was that Tommy got Mireya pregnant? Because we know Tommy isn't going around telling anybody. And even if Mireya told a coworker or two she was pregnant, that wouldn't get the word out on the streets for somebody like Titus to hear. So I think the person we should be looking at is Miguel's number 2, Cruz, who he had told to keep eyes on Mireya. This would mean that Cruz is plotting behind Miguel's back, potentially with a plan to take over as the leader of the Insane Princes. Because even if Miguel didn't tell Cruz why he wanted eyes on his sister, and that's because she's pregnant, Cruz could have figured it out himself because he was watching Mireya and could have seen her doing some kind of shopping for baby stuff. Cruz is probably not happy that Miguel decided to spare Tommy, which ultimately put the Insane Prince gang at war and in danger from the Marquez cartel. So Cruz is somebody to keep our eyes on moving forward, as somebody who could potentially double-cross Miguel. Especially once Miguel teams up with Tommy, Cruz might definitely have a problem with that if he feels like he's getting pushed to the side for Tommy Egan. Keeping in mind he wouldn't be the first of Miguel's soldiers to betray him, as Nunez planted the car bomb that got Miguel's grandmother killed in season 2 when he was trying to take out Miguel for Mirkovich. So Cruz could potentially continue to feed the ops information to go against Miguel. Also keeping in mind that Miguel killed Che's son, and we also expect that to come back into play at some point. And since I don't think it will be Mireya to tell Che, if Cruz knows about it, it could end up being Cruz betraying Miguel. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.